Hi, my name is James. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Connect Mor, and today I'm going to show you how quick and simple it is to get set up on the platform and start looking at your competitor data or any brand in the world that's targeting similar customers, the ones you want. Just look at their data for social media in a couple minutes from signing up. Right? So, I enter my details here, James Flynn, and I'm going to use this tutorial email address that I set up for this. And we'll use whatever password LastPass suggests, and we'll sign up. Right? I'll change the password after the video is uploaded. Basically, we're just running some stuff in the background to get an account set up. It takes a couple seconds. There you go. That's all done. Please check your email to verify your address. So I'll come into my emails, refresh, and we have the email in here. I'll probably blur out my actual emails for the video that goes online. Right, we're back here again. Happy days. And there we go. Log in. And we're off the bat. Right, so we can come in here and I'll enter my company size, my company name, just some basic details. Technology, Ireland. I do not work for an agency. I do both roles in the social media work. I want to benchmark, improve my performance, and also save time coming up with new content. Continue. I'll connect to my Facebook. My Facebook's connected. Continue to app. Right. When I get out of the tutorial, I'm kind of familiar with the application, but that's how long it takes to get set up and get logged in. Straight away, we have data here from some e-commerce brands that we just pre-populate for everyone that signs up for an account, just so they have some data on the platform and they can kind of look through that to get an example. But what we're going to do is we're going to hop in here to adding competitors, and we're going to call this tutorial group, and we're going to create that, right? And now I've got some brands here that we've never analyzed these brands on Connect Mor before. I just found them on an e-commerce directory online, and they seem to be kind of similar enough. So I'm going to add them in here. Studs is the first one. Heroin. You can throw in the username or the actual profile URL. We'll handle both, which is nice, right? And we'll just have 4 brands here, just to get some data, and we'll go off and we'll start syncing the data. So it takes, at the moment on Instagram, it takes usually like under a minute per page we add, and with that we get the most recent 25 posts, and then every 24 hours we sync all the most recent posts back up. So really, as you add an account to the system, as you stay on the platform for a while, you build up a bigger and bigger data bank of your competitors. With Twitter and Facebook, the API works a little bit differently, so we can actually get a year's worth of data right off the bat, which is why we do throw the limited data here tag here on Instagram. But it's still the most recent 25 posts, and it builds up over time to a really, really nice data set that you can use for content ideas for yourself. So you can see we already have Hey Rowan there, and the others are syncing. If we come into the dashboard, we'll be able to see already for Hey Rowan and Studs the performance online. So if we switch that to followers, we can see we often see this pattern where you have brands that have lower followers have higher engagement per 100 followers, and brands with higher followers have a bit lower engagement per 100 followers. You think of it the way that like all the friends and family of the business owner will like all the content, so that's a smaller and smaller portion as the brand gets bigger and bigger, right? That's the kind of way to think about it. But yeah, the first thing you can do is you can benchmark performance in different pages. You can also export this data as a PNG or a CSV as you want. You can have a quick look at the heat map and see, where people are posting. Obviously, these are American brands, and where the engagement is throughout the week. And you can also look at the average daily, average hourly engagement, the top performing hashtags, top performing topics from the different brands. Bearing in mind, I just added these brands to the platform in that amount of time. I've never added these before. We've never looked at them. It's really, really quick for us to go off and get the data, and we do most of the analysis at the point of ingestion. Like you can see, we've already pulled out the topics that these different posts are about. So one's about the brand, one that mentions Instagram, Earscape, Studs, New York City, and then the hashtags as well, right? So if we refresh this, we'll probably have the data already from the other 2 pages as well. There we go. And if we look at the followers, we can see here for the different pages which perform as well. So Studs actually kind of beat the trend here because they have the highest following. They also have the second highest engagement. So that's kind of interesting. So we can come in here, click on Studs, and we'll see a breakdown specifically for them. So the heat map where they post throughout the week, also the average daily and average hourly engagement, and the hashtags they don't use too many hashtags actually, and the topics they talk about, right? So that's kind of interesting. Cowboy boot huggy sounds kind of interesting. So we can click here and we'll be able to see what that post actually is. This cheerful escape is sure to kick up your heels. All right, and we've got the little cowboy boot earring. which is pretty interesting. But yeah, in general, come back to the dashboard for a sec, get rid of that particular search. And if we look down here, you can filter all this by a time range. So like we get a year's worth of data by default up to a year. For Instagram, like I said, it's the most recent 25 posts initially. But then what we can also do is we can click here. So the top hashtags, top topics across all different brands. So you can see there's a few Pride posts, which is always nice to see. And if we go into Happy Pride as a hashtag, we can see the couple of Pride posts that the brands have put up. So yeah, the Pride collection is coming in hot. Check out the full collection on their website. But yeah, in general, we can see in here all the best performing posts ranked by engagement rate, but we can also rank them by the total number of likes or the total number of comments. Right, which is really interesting. So typically we see comments, giveaways, and competitions. What we can do here is we can actually exclude giveaway from the results. Right, so then we can look at the total comments, which ones do the best. Our family is growing, so they're mentioning the having a child, which is going to perform well within the community, of course. We can, once again, we can filter this by a time range. We can search for specific things. We can filter on specific competitors. And it's literally, it took about 2 or 3 minutes before we had all that data available to us. It's really, really powerful. It takes such a short amount of time to get set up on the platform. And you can kind of instantly start creating more content. It's more engaging for your audience in less time based on what really works for similar businesses within your industry. So thanks very much for your time. My name is James. Thanks for listening. And I'll talk to you very soon.